Hi, this is Courtney Butler. This is a tip on retaining students. I'm a yoga teacher, yoga therapist. I've been in the business for a long time, almost 2 decades, and a practitioner for longer than that. This is a tip that I use to keep students. A couple of years ago, well, actually, it's been, my goodness, 6 or 7 years ago now. I was the yoga director and fitness director of a large nonprofit with 3,500 people who were members of that nonprofit. And it was January, and as usual, you know what happens in January. People come in and they start filing in, and things get really busy, and then by March, they're gone. So we were trying to come up with ways to retain people, and we were having a really hard time keeping them, after January, which is pretty common. Retention is only about 30% in most extracurricular activities. So I came up with this idea to have all of my teachers ask their students to take a moment during each class in the beginning and have them introduce themselves to each other. So I still do this today, and it works marvelous. At the time, I was over 62 classes a week, so very big operation. And we had great luck with the teachers who remembered to do this. And I find it to be incredible at building bonding and community. So you just simply say, hey, before we get started, would everybody take a moment and introduce yourself to your neighbor? And what happens is you're going to run into a couple of challenges. They're going to start talking, and you're going to have trouble getting them back to focusing on the class about to start. So if you're a yoga teacher, you sit down on your mat and you get really quiet, and it works with children too. My degree is early childhood education, so this is a trick I learned in there. But you just sit down on your mat, and if that doesn't work, you say, okay, really loud, everybody, it's time to start. Great, introductions. So nowadays, I do this with my medical clinic group. And what happens is, if you know the person beside you and you're in a yoga class, and we've all probably experienced this, the class is tight, you put your arms out to do a spinal twist on the floor, and you bump hands with somebody next to you, or you stretch your arms over your head and you accidentally touch someone's foot. It's a whole lot better and easier if you touch Susie and you know Susie and you've met her. It's a whole lot less embarrassing than if it's a perfect stranger. And they don't feel like a perfect stranger once you've introduced yourself to them. So if you're brand new and you met the person on the left and right, and you know their name, and maybe they've said, oh, this is my first time too, or this, just keep coming back. It gets more comfortable, and don't give up, because people naturally want to encourage people. And very rarely are you going to have someone who's going to be a jerk. So I've also found in particular that people will call me and say, I'm going to be absent today, I didn't want you to worry. And you so appreciate that, because as a teacher, maybe you see Nancy every week, and Nancy doesn't show up to class that week, and you start to think, well, should I check on her? Is that too intrusive? So once you build relationships and bonding, one of the main reasons people go and work out and do yoga and extracurricular activities is bonding and community. They want to maybe have healthier habits, a healthier lifestyle. They might be lonely. And so we think, they're just coming to get great buns, but no. More often than not, if you survey people, they're coming for stress relief. They might not say they're coming for community, but more often than not, that's what it is. So a little meet and greet maybe takes 5 minutes out of your class time, but so what? If it builds community and people are happier, isn't that what we're in the business of doing anyway? If you like this, please subscribe. And I would also encourage you to go to my website, balanceyogaandwellness.com. There's a ton of resources on there. I have written a book, The Mud and the Lotus, a guide and workbook for students of yoga. It's available online at major retailers like Amazon, and at aliapress.com is my publishing company. I've written thousands of articles through my blog site. So if you go to student resources on my website, you'll find things. Maybe not thousands, maybe hundreds. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.